What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be showing you all the best features of the Realme 2. Now I've already made a dedicated video on the tips and tricks section, and I have talked about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with all that said, the first best feature about this phone would be the display. On the front, it sports a 6.2-inch HD Plus display with the display notch with the new 19:9 aspect ratio. It has 88.8% screen to body ratio and it's protected by a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Now in terms of picture quality, it's pretty good, sunlight eligibility is great, viewing angles are also good, and this phone at the time of its launch was the cheapest phone in the Indian market to come with the display notch. On the rear, this phone sports a 13-megapixel primary camera with f2.2 aperture, followed by a 2-megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing, and on the front it is an 8-megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. Now the cameras on this phone are not the best in the price segment, but they are pretty good considering other features this phone offers. Next, this phone offers portrait mode for both the front and rear cameras, and these are the sample pictures. Now edge detection isn't perfect, but they are pretty good, and we can also use auto HDR while taking portrait selfies, which is a feature missing on other phones. Next we have AR stickers. Now using this feature, we can add these stickers to your face using the front and rear cameras and take some very funny looking pictures. It comes with few stickers pre-installed and has a lot more for us to download. Now this is not a super awesome feature, but something fun to play with. Now the next best thing about this phone would be the performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 450 processor with Adreno 506 GPU built using the 14nm architecture. So it's not just powerful, it's also very power efficient, just like the Snapdragon 625. When compared to Realme 1, this is a huge disappointment in terms of performance, but for the price, it is still good and better than what the competition is offering. These are the Antutu and benchmark scores. Now because of the HD screen and Adreno 506 GPU, gaming performance of this phone is better than other phones in the same price segment. Now the next best feature about this phone would be the battery life. This phone packs a massive 4230 mAh battery, and as I've said earlier, the processor used on this phone is also very power efficient, so battery life on this phone would be great. For a normal user, it can last you almost 2 days, and even if you're a heavy user, it can definitely last you more than a day. Now going on next, it even has a super fast fingerprint scanner. Now the fingerprint scanner was the one thing that everyone missed on the Realme 1, and as a successor, this phone has it. Now the fingerprint scanner on this phone is definitely super fast. Now it's not the fastest in the world and can't be compared with flagships, but it is definitely the fastest fingerprint scanner under 10,000 rupees. Now the next best feature on this phone would be super fast face unlock feature. This phone uses just the front facing camera to unlock your phone very quickly. Now in good lighting conditions, most of the time I couldn't even see the lock screen. It was simply that fast. In low lighting conditions or complete darkness, it still works, but it is kinda slow. Like it takes like 2 to 4 seconds, which is still better than the competition. Now you can also prevent the phone from unlocking if your eyes are closed, just in case if you have any security concerns. Next, it even has support for dual 4G and dual VoLTE. Now this is like a new trend these days, like people want to use 2 GeoSIMs on their phone or use 2 SIMs with 4G at the same time on their phone. And this phone even supports that. By the way, this phone also supports native video calling, so you can make and receive video calls without installing any third-party application. Next we have Night Shield. According to research, using smartphones at night affects the sleep because of the blue light emitted by the display. So this feature called Night Shield prevents that by filtering the blue light by adding a warm tint to the screen. We can change the tint color temperature to warmer or cooler, and even schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. Next we have a feature called Real Sound Technology. If you listen to a lot of music on your phone, from the sound settings, you can tweak the sound profile to improve the audio experience on a headset. Next we have a feature which identifies unknown callers. Now it's a feature just like Truecaller, but it is built into the system and doesn't spam you with useless notifications. It usually works for Flipkart and Amazon delivery guys. Next we have automatic on and off. Now using this feature, we can schedule our phones to turn on and turn off automatically at a specific time. As always, I never really had any use for this feature, but if you do, just let me know by commenting below this video. Next we have Oppo Share. Now this is a feature just like Apple's AirDrop, that allows us to share anything with other Oppo or Realme phones over Wi-Fi just like Share It. Now unlike Share It, this feature works more seamlessly. You need to just enable Oppo Share on both phones and you can find the other devices once you try to share something, but only works with Oppo and Realme phones or phones with Color OS. Next we have anti-harassment. Now just like the name says, it's a feature to block calls and messages. You can also block hidden numbers, unknown numbers, and calls from marked numbers. In the same way, we can also block messages from unknown numbers and messages with spam words. Unlike your regular call block features, it is definitely a very unique feature. Anyway, going on next, we have navigation gestures. Now these are the navigation keys, and like any other Android phone, we have the back, home and recent apps button. Now on this phone, we can replace it with navigation gestures just like the iPhone 10. Just select navigation keys and then select swipe up gesture navigation, and you have all these options to choose from. My favorite one would be the first one, that is, you can swipe on the left or right corners to go back, swipe from the center to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps. We also have other gestures, but I think this is the best one. These navigation gestures just gives us a more immersive experience. Next we have assistive ball. Now just in case if these navigation gestures are not really your thing but still want an immersive experience, you can enable assistive ball. Once you do that, you'll see this ball floating around and you can do several things with it. Now first we need to select the operation mode, whether you want to go with the gestures or the tap. I'll go with the gestures. Now I can do a tap to go back, double tap for multitasking, and touch and hold to go home. This is simply another way to interact with your phone, and once again just gives you a much more immersive experience. Next we have full screen multitasking. Now whenever you're using your phone in a landscape mode, whether it's watching a video or playing a game, you can swipe from the top at the notch and you'll see extra options. On the left side we have the quick functions, and on the right side we have quick applications. Now from quick actions we can take a screenshot, block all the notifications, especially all that floating notifications and notification sounds, and finally we can also record the screen. On the right side we have quick applications, where we can use applications like Messages, WhatsApp or WeChat. When you open them, they open in a floating window and you can do some multitasking in this way. Now this is something extra you can do with the extra space near the notch. As far as I know, Oppo is the only brand out there using this extra space to do things like this. Next we have some screen off gestures like double tap to wake, draw a no to open the camera application. We can draw a V to toggle the torch. We can draw characters like greater than, less than for music controls. And finally, we can add custom gestures, like you can draw a W to open WhatsApp, M for phone dialer maybe, and use other gestures from here. Next we have some smart call features, where your phone automatically answers the call when you place your phone near your ear, switch on the speaker when you move your phone away from your face, and finally, mute the incoming calls if you flip the phone. These are definitely handy and you should definitely try them out. Next we have rise to turn on the screen. Now once you enable this toggle, when your phone is sitting idly on a table or a desk, simply pick it up to wake up the display. You should be seeing the lock screen, but if you have enabled face unlock, then it will instantly unlock your phone. So most of the time, when you pick up your phone from the table, it will wake up, scan your face and unlock the phone all in less than a second. I was really surprised. Many times I was just trying to reach my phone, I picked it up and it unlocked the phone. It was kinda annoying, but also surprising to see how fast face unlock works. Anyway, going on next. Next we have multi-touch prevention mode, which is nothing but a complicated name for pocket mode. Once you enable this feature, your phone will not respond to multiple touches when it's in your pocket, and that's all it does. Next we have clone apps, which is a feature that allows us to use two instances of the same application, like two WhatsApp accounts or two WeChat accounts on the same phone. This is definitely handy, but as of now it is very limited to the applications chosen by Oppo. I wish we could use two instances of all applications. Next we have game acceleration. Now just like the name says, it helps you play games in a better way. Once you enable this feature, while you're playing games, your phone will divert all resources to improve your gaming experience. It means faster game load speeds and better visuals, and more than that, it gives you the option for do not disturb mode, where you won't be listening to any kind of annoying notification sounds or visual disturbances like floating notifications, and it also gives you the option to disable auto brightness. Now that's something I really miss on many phones. Next we have split screen mode. Split screen mode has been on Android for a very long time now, but on Oppo it had very limited functionality. To start the split screen mode, simply press and hold the recent apps button or swipe up using 3 fingers. The current application will open in split screen mode and you can choose a second application from the list below. Next, we have an app lock built into the system, and unlike most phones, we can unlock locked applications using the fingerprint scanner and even the face unlock feature. So if you use the face unlock feature, you won't even see the lock screen most of the time. As the app lock is built into the system, it is more secure than other third-party app locks. Next, we have private safe. This is like a vault where we can hide all kinds of files. Just like the app lock, we can have a different set of password for the private safe and unlock it with the fingerprint scanner and face unlock, which is something we don't easily see on other phones. We have the 3-finger screenshot. Now to take a normal screenshot on this phone, simply press the volume down and power button both at the same time to take a screenshot. Now if you're lazy like me to press those 2 buttons or simply can't do it for some reason, you can simply swipe down on the screen using 3 fingers to take a screenshot, and it is as simple as that. Next, we have long screenshot. Now to take a long screenshot, first take a normal screenshot. You can either use the hardware buttons or the 3-finger screenshot. Now once you take a picture, you will see a preview on the left corner of the screen. Click that and you will see the option to take a long screenshot. Just click that button and swipe up slowly to take a long screenshot. Once you are done, click the done button. So in this way we can take long screenshots. Next, we have kid space. If your kid is troubling you about your phone, he wants to play games and maybe sometimes he accidentally buys stuff, kid space can be quite useful for you. Using this feature, the kid will be able to use only specific applications and will be able to use the phone only for a limited amount of time. So once again, this might be a very handy feature if you have kids, but if they know your password, it's completely useless. So guys, those were all the best features of the Realme 2. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on the tips and tricks. Link will be in the description. Now if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want me to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.